if I told you that in the next 10 minutes you can learn why being around the right person can have more and create more change than 10 years of therapy? Why most people believe that healing your trauma can take years and years of therapy. Breakthrough science shows us that your cells can transform in minutes when exposed to the right environment through our epigenetics. Now, this isn't just theory. I've seen it happen hundreds and hundreds of times through my clients, and I cannot take you into exactly how and why today on this training. Now, if you don't already know me, I'm Millie Jones, and for the past 8 years, I've been helping high-achieving men and women break free from that success game. You know, the one where you've got everything on paper, but your life still feels empty. But my journey to discovering this wasn't straightforward. Now, I spent years collecting certifications, 32 of them to be exact. I studied everything from the Eastern philosophies to everything down the Western psychology path. Now, I studied with the 3 ancient masters for over 5 years, desperately trying to understand why did some people transform and then yet others were staying stuck. And here's what really opened my eyes. I have studied everything under the sun, tested and trialed thousands of different processes on myself and on other souls. And what I realized was it didn't matter how much NLP I did, Gestalt therapy, timeline therapy, mindset work, things would shift for me on a mental level. And of course it helped a lot. But these deep core wounds, these deep core feelings of like not being good enough would always resurface. Now, I was the person who tried everything from NLP, Gestalt therapy, timeline therapy, talking through my issues. And whilst my mindset would improve and I had a deep understanding of what was going on for me, those deep core wounds would still keep showing up. I'd find myself triggered from the same situations that kept showing up in my life. I was attracting the same painful relationships, the same painful partners. Now I'd find myself in the same situations, like attracting the same toxic patterns in partnerships and relationships, things I thought I'd cleared. And then despite all my knowledge and training, those deep core patterns of not being good enough and anxiety would resurface. And the turning point really happened to me when I actually met someone who had healed that. Now, my turning point came when I'd actually met someone who'd actually healed it, not just intellectually, but transformed it for themselves. Something fascinating happened. Now, just being in their presence shifted something for me. So what had taken 8 years of therapy was shifted, transformed. And here's the thing, it wasn't about the techniques they used, what processes they did on me. It was actually about their energy field, their vibration, and them operating out of that healed state. And this is what I see in my own clients, like Sarah. She was going to therapy for 10 years, a decade, twice a week. And in one session, we cleared more trauma than what she'd been doing in those 10 years of sessions. Or Jessica, a high-achieving business owner who didn't really tell anyone about her PSD, flashback she was having. She came, did one session, boom, they were gone. Now, the reason these transformations happened so quickly wasn't because I'm special or I had better techniques. It was because I'd already healed those things within myself. And then through that session, through those sessions that we had, it created an environment where the cells were able to go back to their normal healed state. Now, the reason that this transformation happened is not because I'm special, it's not because I had better techniques, it's because of science. It's because I had healed those things, those wounds within myself, but then my energy field and my healed state then created the environment for their cells to come back into their wholeness and their perfect healed state also. Now, this isn't just all nice theory coming from Millie. This is back science, the science of epigenetics, which I'm going to be taking you into today. This video is for you if you're successful on paper, but you're feeling energetically drained. You understand your patterns, but you can't seem to shift them. You keep getting stuck in the same emotional loops. Your energy drops around certain people. You're exhausted from processing the same trauma. You're sensing after years of therapy, there's got to be a faster way. And your intuition is sensing this because there is another way. And I cannot wait to show you this. Now, you're sensing this because there is another way. It took a weird and wonky researcher to go down all the different rabbit holes, tried all the different things so that you could find this video today. Let's get into it. What I've actually found is most people are carrying a belief that trauma, healing your trauma, is going to take years of therapy, and the process has to be a deep, difficult, dark space that you have to go through. What I've found is most people believe that healing has to be difficult. It has to be hard. So you spend years on self-help therapy, going down these deep, dark holes, and it's kind of like you get stuck in this loop thinking that you have to keep doing it more and more. But what if that's the actual belief that's keeping you stuck? Now, I want you to imagine you're trying to plant a tree in Antarctica. It's not going to matter how much soil you put on it, how much fertilizer, how how much sun, water, whatever you're gonna do, it's always gonna die because it's trying to survive. But then you go and plant the exact same plant in a beautiful, warm, luxurious place where it's in the right environment, it's naturally gonna grow. And I want you to think about your healing like this. It isn't about trying harder, it's about putting yourself in the right environment. When you understand this, years of processing can transform in just minutes. So let's get into it. Here is the fastest way to heal or to manifest whatever you want. So the first thing to understand is we are all energetic beings. I love this picture here. Energy, vibration, frequency. We are 99.99% blank space, and the other is 0.001% vibrating cells. So we are completely energetic. So understanding that energy, let's look at what vibration is. Up here in the top corner, you've got the low and heavy vibration. That's the aura of someone who is slow, low, and heavy. This is probably someone that's got a lot of lower emotional things coming up, maybe sadness, grief. You know, there's lower vibrations, right? And I want you to think about this. When you go and eat some type of food, let's say something fatty or something like really dense in carbohydrates, you feel really low and slow. It's like when you're processing sadness and grief, it's got this heavy, low feeling, right? Versus the vibration of fast and light. If you look at this aura, this is someone who's vibrating at a higher level. This is someone that's full of joy, happiness. Maybe you've gone for a walk, you're in nature, you're in that energy, and that's when your cells are vibrating faster, okay? And these cells are actually what create your frequency. So the speed of your cells become your frequency. And I'm gonna break down exactly why this is important. So here's the Hawkins scale from David Hawkins. Now, what you're gonna see here is all the different ranges of emotions that we feel. And the higher that you go up, the faster your cells vibrate, the faster your cells vibrate, so then you have a higher frequency. So when we're going through our trauma and our wounds and our things that come out, a lot of us, if you look on the small graph, are vibrating at lower level energies. So whether it's apathy, guilt, shame, fear, all of those lower energies, they're the things that are vibrating, and that then sets a tone for what our frequency is. So the higher that you go, the higher energy that you have, the faster your cells vibrate and the more energy that you have. So when we see someone who's really happy, joyous, their aura is kind of like really bright and dull. That's when you see someone, you know, who's struggling, sad, their cells are vibrating and they're going a lot slower. And that is what's creating our frequency. So I want to break down now the amazing science of epigenetics. So the submissive cells are learning from the dominant cells. We know this through epigenetics. And so your cells are responding to the dominant force in the field. So let's say someone has already healed something at a higher level, you come into their environment and your lower vibrating cells are actually learning and in training off the dominant ones. Your subconscious and energetic environment, including the energy field of people around you, send chemicals and vibrations to signal the cells. And this goes on to this draws from quantum biology resonance theory, which states that the emotions, beliefs, and the electromagnetic field is constantly broadcasting a signal. So when you are stepping into the energy field of someone who's coherent, balanced, aligned, they've healed what you want to heal, what actually happens is your cells start to sync up to their cells. They get entrained into the higher, most dominant frequency. So when the person that you're working with holds a higher field of truth, healing, coherence, what's happening in that moment is you are being entrained. The environment is created for your cells to basically learn off that dominant cell. So science says we can't just absorb someone else's biology, but what happens when we put ourselves in that environment, what happens in the genes can turn on and the cells can reprogram to the thing that you actually want, to the frequency that you're trying to get. As long as you're in a group of people who are doing and have the thing that you want, who are operating at that faster cells, you can literally come in and your cells through epigenetic are being entrained to that vibration. If you switch on the light or you light a match, that one spark lights up the whole room and the darkness goes away. That's the exact same of one high vibrational being can activate that same light into all the different cells. And in David Hawkins' book, Map of Consciousness, highly recommend this one. He says that one being operating and vibrating, if you look at what he's saying, 500 at love, can counterbalance 750,000 people below 200. So energy and vibration and energy fields work on such a big scale. So I see it time and time again with my clients, and also in group energy, it's even stronger because the field is so much more stronger and dominant that if the leader has manifested or healed what you want in your cells will always learn this. So it's such a powerful thing to always go. You always hear this quote, go to the person who is living the life that you want, that has what you want, because you're literally actually borrowing their belief, and not only that, you're borrowing their dominant selves and then entraining yourself on an energetic level to get to where you want to go. And I see it time and time again in our groups, in with clients, over and over again. Instantaneous healings take place. I see it time and time again, and it happened to me. People who just come into the right environment with the right group, with the right coach, and things just shift and transform instantaneously. It's miraculous, and this is the science of how it works. Can you imagine what is possible for you when you finally put yourself in the right environment that allows your natural healing to take place? Your energy stays constantly high instead of being drained by others. You naturally attract the right people who are vibrating in a frequency match for you, who are actually the people that you want to be around. Transformation happens effortlessly instead of that constant struggle. Your actual cells remember their natural state of vitality and wellness. Healing happens in minutes instead of years. Your presence alone starts shifting the rooms that you enter. Your energy field becomes so strong and healed that you stop attracting those old things that you've been struggling with for years. And I think this is the biggest one. You finally feel whole within yourself, and you stop trying to fix yourself because you're in your natural state of wholeness. If you want to start to see results like this, click the link below and join our free group so that you can start to elevate and experience this yourself. And if you're an action taker and you want to solve this right now, my team and I would love to have a chat with you and see how we can get these tools and technologies into your life. Click the link below for a free breakthrough call.